How are you guys? This is JP Sarri. I'm back again, and this time I have a piece that has been caught in the eyes of a lot of collectors in these days. And it's a beautiful piece. Is the Amazing Spider-Man by Kotobukiya. Um, this piece, I was not when it was announced, when it was presented. I was not really interested on it. Um, on the forum, on the statue forum, there were a lot of talks about it. A lot of people were saying great things about it. Honestly, when I saw it for the first time, I was not impressed. I have my concerns about it, and I even posted some comments about it. But I still do remember that Eric Sosa, the sculptor of this gorgeous piece, answered some of those questions, and I was glad. Even though he answered the question, I still had my doubts about it. Um, I was not really too impressed. Sometimes, pieces, pictures, and photos don't really give a whole sense of a statue. So the only way to really know the quality of something is just to have it in front of your eyes. And I know that this camera will not give you the full sense of scale and the idea of the statue, but it'll be worthy. As soon as it came out, I remember I just didn't. I had two choices. I wanted to make a choice exactly what I wanted to get, and had the money to buy a statue. I wanted to buy a statue. I wasn't sure if it would be this one or the Magneto, and actually, I did purchase the Magneto, and I was glad of that purchase. I haven't reviewed that statue yet, but I will in the future. Um, but then I left, pretty much to go for a while, and now pretty much, and I was able. I'm glad that I was able at the end to grab this statue for a really good price. Um, Decent price pretty much on the retail price, and after that everything has skyrocketed, and right now everybody's just trying to get a piece of this really. But I'm glad that I was able to. Before I keep talking, continue talking, let me just show you the box. It's like every other Kotobukiya box. It's a simple box, white box with a very colorful image of the statue, and the lettering right there. You can see that. Nothing different from anything else we had seen before. Sculpted by Eric Sosa. White box, as always. With this Koto boxes, the lettering is right there. It says The Amazing Spider-Man. Now look in the back. Uh, it's in gold letters. You can see the same thing. The Amazing Spider-Man, Japanese letters. And mine is number 687 and 1900. It's a high number compared to other pieces, but even though it's a high number, it's sold out so quickly, and that tells you, there's so many fans of Spider-Man. Many people that have been introduced into the comics, they were introduced by Spider-Man, myself included. So I have a lot of respect for the character, and of course, if you're a Spider-Man fan or Marvel fan, this is a must-have, no doubt. But now let's go to the piece. And a lot of people have talked great things about it. And I'm gonna, to be honest with you, it is a great piece, but I wouldn't consider the best statue by Eric Sosa. But to be fair, it is a great piece. I'm gonna point out some of my concerns when the statue came out. One of them was I wasn't a fan of the big base. But now looking at the engineering of the statue, I understand why it had to be that big, because in reality the statue has to be, it's suspended in mid-air. So there's no way, you have to sustain it based on the weight. And mostly Kotobukiya statues are heavy, are hefty. They're not, light like a lot of the Bowen pieces. So and the way for you to sustain there, you have to have some weight. And actually, this was introduced, and that I think that's the idea where it came about. I was not really crazy, but of the vase at first, but now really looking at it, I can see that there's a lot of detail on it. It's great detail. It is great. You can see that. I like it actually. So one of the things that I kind of enjoy about the piece now, even though I was not a fan of it, as you can see, there's a metal rod right there. And actually, this is something that I haven't seen in quite a while. This actually is wood. And I understand the principle. I suppose the wood, in this case, the wood brings more weight, so it can sustain this heavy, because this part is heavy. This is not a light piece, so it's very heavy. and that's it. You know, that brings the stability to the statue in itself, because it doesn't go with a peg; it goes with a rod, and it goes in perfectly. And as soon as you adjust it there, it doesn't go anywhere. One thing I like about this is the spider web. You know, what they did is pretty much is it comes in the way that this piece comes out is in, you have the base, you have Spider-Man, and you have three pieces of wire. In this case, the spider web. You have this piece, and it's a wire that is painted and has some type of a resin on top of it. So I think it's a very smart way that they did that. As you can see right here, there's this larger piece that goes in and connects right here in the back of his, in the front of his hand, and in the back of his hand is the little piece. And actually, because these are wires, they are bendable, so it's easy to bend and adjust if you want to, as you can see. So it is a very smart way. And I have, you know, I've seen so many different statues that have been created in the past. They all represent Spider-Man, but none of them, you know, have created that web part, you know, as well as this. And as you can see, just it's a very nice. A lot of people were talking about the color. That some people that would say that, you know, the metallic color didn't go as well. But honestly, to be honest with you, I understand now. If I see it well, actually, it makes the statue shine more. And you have to understand this in this sculpture, in this sculpt. I'm sorry. The base takes a lot of the eye. You know, as soon as you see the sculpture, the most you see is the base, because it's the biggest thing in the statue. So the only way to attract, I would say, the visuals, your eye, is to concentrate on the piece instead of the base. I think the only way to do it is just to bring the color of Spider-Man, and actually has a lot of bright colors. And I like the way they did the eyes. Everything is perfect. The lines are perfect. I love it. And this is, you know, mostly based on the Todd McFarlane recreation of Spider-Man. There is very classic per se, you know, of course, for whoever grew up in the early 90s, you know, and reading the comics, you know what I mean. It is good. You know, I'm not going to tell you that the paint is flawless. There's a little imperfections here and there in the paint. You cannot see it well with my, you know, iPhone, but they are there, you know. But we have to understand these are handmade pieces. You know, when the paint comes, you know, they're just not gonna be as perfect. You know, they're statues, they're collectible items, so you know, it is expected. You know, you cannot expect perfection at all. But it is, to me, it is good. Right now, you can find them for really, really. Still good prices, fair prices, around $300. But they're gonna continue to go up, and you know, it's sad but true. But in this industry, sometimes people, you know, you're gonna have some scavengers just trying to rip you off, really, with higher prices than reality the piece deserve. I don't think that it's worth more than $3. But you know, time will, you know, the time passes by, and pieces like this, they go up. Now the thing is this some pieces like this, for example, this wire, it's kind of loose per se. The only way you can detach, one thing, a secret I think that will make it to stand there, because there were people having problems with it, is just probably glue it. And if you glue it right there, you know, put some little glue on it, and if you know, it's gonna look good, it's going nowhere, and it's gonna be perfect. Now let me just bring a comparison to the piece so you can see this. You know, I normally use my Captain America for comparison, because it is a perfect 1/6 scale. Hello, sorry for the shaking. As you can see right here, oh, that's Cap. It looks pretty good. They look pretty good together. Perfect size, you know, it's perfect. One thing I can say about a lot of the Eric Sosa's pieces, they're on perfect size. But let me just take a step further. Let me move Cap a little bit out of the way. Sorry for the shaking. I'm just working with one hand and holding the camera with the other hand. Let me give you another one that I've been using lately, and it's always heavy. But, oh, sorry. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Well, sorry for that. As you can see, somebody was asking me about comparing both. And I'm going to take pictures of it, and I'm going to post them on the forums. As you can see, That's an awesome piece. They look great together. I'm still waiting for the Koto that is coming out later on this year, and I think that's going to go well perfectly. We also have the Venom coming out, and that's also going to be an awesome piece. And I think we're having a lot of good pieces coming out from Baldwin and Kotobukiya. So I'm excited about that. I'm actually more excited from these two companies that I am with Sideshow products lately, and I haven't really purchased any Sideshow products, and I'm not looking forward to buy anything from Sideshow. So at this moment, I was considering the Superman that is coming out next year, but I just don't know. Let me just show you another one, just for the sake of measurements, and it's something that I wanted to see actually for myself more than anybody else, I suppose. So you can see, there you are. I was looking forward to this piece actually, to compare them both, because I like the team ups. I read the comics and I like when they team up, Spider-Man and Deadpool. Oh yeah, that looks great, awesome. Great piece, great color. I highly recommend it. If you're interested in buying this, just go ahead. It's gonna cost you a little more, but it'll be worth it, and I'm sure that it will make you happy. This is a perfect representation. A lot of people, I love the comic kit, Sideshow comic kit. I think it's a great comic kit. I think it's much better than this, of course, because of the base. It's much better base and the size and a lot of things. But this face sculpt is much better. It is closer to the comics, and the muscularity. It is the definition is there. It's perfect. This is a awesome piece, and I highly recommend it. And I appreciate that you take the time to watch my videos, and I'll see you next time. Take care, my friends.